Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. It is a few minutes before the webinar gets started, but I wanted to log in and say hello to everybody. Uh, Great turnout for this webinar. We had so many people register. I think it's probably one of the highest number of registrations we've had for a webinar. And I can understand because everybody wants to get more business, and that's what we're going to be talking about. Um, Alan with Blue222 is with us. I'm going to introduce him in a little bit. He's going to talk about his system and how he's helping inspectors get more work. I'm really excited. I've already signed up my home inspection company for it as well. We've got some people coming in still. Hello, Mike. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. I see Riley got in. Tony, hello. Thank you guys for coming. Very exciting stuff. It's a really strange time right now, I know, with everybody shutting down and social distancing and things like that. One of the things that we're hoping to do with Tap Inspect is to use the time for some education and some ways to help all of us get ready for when business starts to come back, because it always does. It's going to be a little weird for a while, but we know things are going to turn the corner and we're all going to have more work again. So we wanted to help you get ready for that by introducing you to Blue222. It's an amazing service. It's just getting started, so that's super exciting. I don't think that anybody has done anything quite like it before, but when I met Alan, I was super excited about the idea and his approach to it, and I think you are too. We're going to wait for a little bit more. We've got a few more people. Um, we want to get everybody a chance to get in before we get started. We're going to move kind of quick. We limited this webinar down to a half an hour. Most of the other ones we've done have been an hour, and I think a lot of the feedback we got was it was just a little bit too long. We're not going to dive too deep into what Blue222 is and how it's going to help you, but we do want to give you some real good idea of what you can expect and kind of set up for another conversation. It's really cool idea. The big idea is to help inspectors get work. The more people that have success, all of us do better. And if you've worked with Tap Inspect, you know that's one of our underlying principles as well. So it is just about 6 o'clock. Got a few more people coming in. Very good, very good. We're going to go ahead and get started because I want to stay on time. We're going to have a Q&A at the end of it, so I want to make sure that we have time to answer anybody's questions. So we are going to be talking about getting more inspections with Blue222. And I think after I sent out the initial invitation emails, quite a few TAP inspectors have gone on and already set up an account. So some of this may be some review, but I think you're going to get a lot better idea of what it is all about. We're going to talk about quite a few things. First of all, what is Blue222 and how it's really going to help you get more business. I want to spend some time talking about how diversifying your inspections really protects your business. And now more than ever, that's really important thing because most of us are fully invested into doing just home inspections. We may do some other services like radon or termite reports, things like that. But fully diversifying your inspections and using your skills as a technical inspector can really help you grow and also protect your business through downturns. We're going to talk about the retail inspections versus wholesale, and that's really what makes the big difference when you diversify. Then we're going to have a chance. We're going to talk about how Blue222 actually connects inspectors with buyers of our services, and it's really pretty cool. I think you're going to be amazed. Pay attention. If you got any questions, make sure you ask them. And then finally, we're going to talk about how you can sign up to Blue222 and how the system actually works. Most importantly, we need you to ask questions. That's really what this is about. One of the most exciting things about webinars for me is a chance to share information and get feedback from all of the people that are using Tap Inspect, all the inspectors out in the field like yourselves. So at the top of your screen, there's a little blue balloon with a question mark. You don't have to wait to the end of the webinar. Go ahead and click on it when a question comes to mind and type it right in there. We're going to go through them all at the end of the webinar, one by one. If we don't get to your question, don't worry. We're going to send you an email and follow up. Katie is here with us. She's going to be on the chat. If you'd rather chat, she's going to help you and try to keep the conversation going for you there. and she'll be feeding some questions in if it's a little hard for you to figure out how to do that, and that's fine. Um, Everybody, I hope, knows me. You've probably seen my emails. I've been to one or two of my webinars. My name is Michael Worth. I'm one of the founders of Tap Inspect. I am actually a home inspector like you. I own a multi-inspector firm with my partner. Um, we do what you do out in the field every day, and we build Tap Inspect to help us do our job better. And we hope that we can help you do that. Um, Joining me is Alan Grosheider. He is the CEO of Blue222. Do you want to say hello, Alan? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I put him on mute because I didn't want to. Uh-oh. I think I got Alan muted. So
Oh,
let's see here.
okay.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Very good.
Hey, everybody. And Michael, thanks for setting this up.
My
Fantastic.
pleasure. See, I really do enjoy talking to Alan. I didn't mean to keep you quite that long. Forgive me. We met a couple of months ago, Alan, didn't we?
I think it's been longer than that now, but yeah, it's been several months ago.
It's been very exciting. You've been working on this project for a while, and I know I was super interested because I'm an inspector, and your goal was really to help inspectors get more business from what we were talking about.
Yeah, and it was kind of interesting when we first met. I think we kind of came into it thinking, I'm not sure we see any value in getting together. And after we met, it was like, it was obvious that there was a real potential for us to work together.
It was amazing for me because I know we've got 1,500 plus subscribers now, and they're just like us at 502 Inspections. They're looking for work, and you were in an amazing position to you were looking for inspectors. So tell us about Blue222, what it is, and kind of how it came to be.
Okay. Yeah, let me kind of start by explaining how, my background a little bit. I started a company back in 1994 called ESA1, and that company was an environmental inspection company that we ended up raising venture capital money, and we grew to cover the whole country doing phase one environmental site assessments, if you're familiar with that. When that company ended up selling in 2006, and I went to work for a good while for the company that bought it. We did lots of work for banks, lots of work for real estate brokers and various lenders and engineering firms all over the country. And we found a very consistent problem that most of the real estate inspections, even for very large banks, are engaged by phone calls, emails, and spreadsheets. So a medium-sized bank or any real estate companies that are ordering appraisals and environmental inspections and those sorts of things, typically a bank is required to get 3 or 4 bids on every inspection. So somebody or a group of people are sending out emails to multiple people, tracking who they sent the emails to on spreadsheets, making phone calls to follow up, trying to keep track of who's sending their proposal or not. And we just saw that problem, that it was consistent and across the whole industry. There you saw just a mess of people trying to keep up with that. In the meantime, as I'm working with those companies, we're watching Uber and Airbnb come along, and they're using modern technology to better communicate and make it easier to order what you need. So Uber obviously makes it easy for someone who needs a ride to connect with someone who's willing to give them a ride. Airbnb makes it easy for someone who needs somewhere to stay. It makes it easy for them to connect with someone who has a place for them to stay. So we thought, why not do the same thing in the real estate inspection industry? Just take a lot of the technology and a lot of the functionality of an Uber or an Airbnb and make it easy for people to order real estate inspections. So we started building the system, and so initially, it's our focus is on bankers and real estate companies and engineering firms that will use a desktop to send out they will import their vendors into the Blue222 system and then manage their fleet of vendors bidding the work, scheduling the work, communicating as the projects are going along. So initially, our system is a kind of a software as a service for banks, credit unions, engineering firms, real estate companies, anybody who needs to manage that bidding and scheduling process for real estate inspections. Now, the cool thing about our system is as a bank comes on and imports hundreds or maybe thousands of inspectors onto the system, it then becomes a marketplace. So if you're doing work for one bank but not another bank, and that bank comes on, and a new bank comes on board, they're going to be able to see you if you're on Blue222. So all the vendors are visible to all the clients. Eventually, our hope is that the system will be used by a company in London that's going to buy a property in Chicago, for example. Over 50% of commercial property purchases in the United States right now are from overseas companies that are buying investment properties in the United States. And right now, there's not really a good system in place for those people to those real estate companies to find inspectors when they need them. And then eventually, we want for everyone to be any individual who needs an inspection to be able to find whatever inspector they need.
Yeah, I know this is for us building 502 inspections. One of the biggest problems we've had is to build our referral channels so people call us. It is so hard to get directly to a consumer. And one of our hopes is something with like Blue222 will help us get to some of these larger commercial and engineering firms that may not do a whole lot of business in our location, but they still need somebody here periodically. So that's really what our goal is by using Blue222. And I want everybody to know this is not some pay per lead program. I don't know about you all, but I've been hounded by Porch and Home Advisor to sell my inspection clients to them so they can give me leads, and then they charge us for the leads. I know some roofing contractors, they have to pay $300 per lead because getting a roofing deal is so lucrative. That's not at all what this is like, is it, Alan?
No, and that's what we really wanted to do would be a pretty open marketplace. So it's actually free for clients to use, and it's free for vendors. It's free for everyone to be on the system. You don't pay a dime to join the system or use it. The only charge is when you receive a project, not when you send when you send a bid into the system, but when you receive a project, there is a small fee, and it's just a small percentage that our system automatically calculates. And so for maybe $150 project, the fee would be $6. For the largest projects we expect to see going through the system, five, six, maybe $10,000 appraisals, the fee is only going to be probably in the $30 range. So it's a minimal fee, and it only occurs when a vendor receives a project.
And for me, I know it's a lot safer for me to feel that way than to even spending money on Google AdWords, where I don't know if somebody's going to call me, but I'm just putting my name out there. So hopefully they do call. So
Yeah.
I know that's one of the big points that I really liked. Rather than charging people up front, your success is fully dependent on our success as inspectors.
Yeah.
So we talked about diversifying your inspections, and I think one of the things that I wanted to communicate tonight was that doing residential home inspections really is our bread and butter at 502 Inspections, but we try to do a whole lot of other stuff. We do commercial inspections, we do framing inspections, we do due diligence inspections. We can even do consulting and maintenance inspections if we need to. But what we've learned and what I've learned over 20 years in the business is you got to diversify so market changes and stuff like what we're going through today, when there's a big correction or business slows down, doesn't totally take you out of business. And most of us know there's always a huge seasonal bump through the spring and the summer, and that's really where we make our money. Years like this, where that bump doesn't necessarily occur, you still have additional revenue coming in if you've diversified the types of inspections you've done or that you have available. And it's a big difference between thinking about retail inspections and also thinking about wholesale inspections. And I've talked to a lot of old timers, whole timer home inspectors, and they don't like doing the wholesale inspections so much anymore because um, they want to work for the end customer. They want to do one job at a time. They want to charge a very high fee, and they want to do it the way they want to do it. And a lot of them don't work a whole lot. They kind of pick and choose the jobs they get. For companies like 502 Inspections, and I know a lot of inspectors listening, our goal is to build our entire company up and stay as busy as we can. And doing wholesale inspections, it really helps fill in the gaps. It helps you keep revenue up and also protects you against some downturns. You're not working for the end consumer usually. You're working for a company like a bank or an engineering firm or even a larger inspection company. The cool thing about it is once you develop a relationship with one of these people, you can get multiple jobs, sometimes all at once. And you have a lot less liability, a lot less callbacks, a lot less complaints by working wholesale versus with the retail consumer. You might get a little bit lower fee per job, but they're really nice because they fill in the gaps. You can get one in between two retail jobs, and it's really worked out best for us. Um, I have worked with quite a few other companies in the industry over the years, and some of you all may too. US Inspect will hire structural specialists in certain areas that they don't cover, and sometimes even for relocation jobs. Heyman Engineering, we do foundation certifications for them, REL inspections, same kind of thing. And Alan, that's really kind of how I felt that Blue 222 fit into the whole thing. So what kind of buyers do you have on Blue 222, or how do you see this growing?
Yeah, so I kind of look at us as a communication tool more than anything. We are a tool that allows other wholesalers, banks, real estate companies to better manage the process that they may already be doing. So even some of those engineering firms or those wholesalers you showed on the last slide could use Blue 222 to manage their inspections. Right now, we're beginning our focus on engineering firms. The reason is myself and Chris Moon. Chris Moon is another founder of Blue 222. We have a lot of experience in the environmental side of the business. So we worked with a lot of engineering firms. And as we started building Blue 222, they actually approached us and they said, we have hundreds or thousands of contractors all over the United States, and we're using emails, phone calls, and spreadsheets. And this system works perfectly. So we're onboarding those companies right now. We've got, in fact, one of the reasons we're on this call is a company in California has a need. They do environmental inspections and property condition assessments all over the country, but they also do a lower level environmental inspection that doesn't require an environmental professional. And they mentioned as they were onboarding their other inspectors that they would love to have a larger pool of inspectors that could go do just take some photos and fill out a checklist on a site. And I was working with Michael at the same time to figure out, onboarding some of the tap inspect people, and it just made perfect sense. Like it's perfect for what they need. So as tap inspect people come on board, we'll be doing another little training session with this company in the very near future that trains people how to do their inspections. So that's our start, and in fact, we've got a couple of the largest real estate companies in the world that are working with us to hopefully onboard their inspectors, and then they're huge. So our next step would be banks and credit unions. There's about 8,000 banks in the United States, about 6,000 credit unions, and many times that internationally. So that'll be a focus, and most of them don't have a good system for managing their real estate inspections. Some of the larger banks use some very expensive enterprise level software, and we're just a better solution for most of the smaller banks. So then developers, corporate real estate brokers, there's 86,000 real estate brokers, brokerage companies in the United States. And that'll be a target for us. And eventually individuals that just need, a lead inspection or a home inspection or whatever they may need.
Even mold inspections, I imagine we've got quite a few air quality inspectors that use
Mm-hmm.
tap inspect.
Yep.
I mean, that was really what excited me so much, Alan, is that we as home inspectors, we've got all this technical knowledge. We've got some great tools to use to go out and collect information. And there's a lot of companies out there that need talented people on the ground. They can't hire them, they can't train them, but we're all sitting here looking for more business. And that's really what Tap Inspect wanted to be able to do. And
Yep.
hopefully, we're going to be able to build some templates for these people so you could even use your Tap Inspect to collect the data and we'll send it to the company for you.
Yep.
So, you talked about some of the types of inspections. These are really pretty cool.
Yeah, we're going to focus on any kind of real estate inspection. So it's not really a need to go through them all. I mean, environmental, property condition assessments, structural assessments, home inspections, any type of real estate inspection. That's our focus. We don't want to be like Thumbtack or someone like that, where that your people are finding somebody to rake leaves in their backyard or something.
Right.
We want to focus specifically on on real estate inspections and being the company that provides a better way to find those real estate inspectors.
Well, that's what I think what everybody wants to see. So how does Blue 222 actually work?
So just give you a quick demo. If I can figure out how to share my screen.
Yeah, we've had quite a few people. We got some emails. People are having trouble getting in, but don't worry, we're recording this and we're going to send out a full recording when we're all done, probably by tomorrow.
Okay. Can you see my screen right now?
I can.
All right. So when you sign up for Blue222 and when your account is approved and you log in, you're going to land on a dashboard that looks like this. And obviously it's going to be all zeros when you start. You will click on your name, click on My Profile, and click Edit Profile. And now you can go in and you want to put a bio in, make sure your address is correct, make sure your time zone is right. You've got a nice photo. You upload any files that are going to help sell yourself a brochure, a statement of qualifications, resume, whatever. You'll then click on the preferred service zones. And this is cool because the way it's set up when you first sign up, it's gonna set you up with a 200-mile radius or whatever your actual zip code is. But you can put in any zip code you want and any radius you want. And then when a client searches for a particular service, if you're in one of those zip codes and that radius, then you'll show up. They're not necessarily going to send it to you, but you will show up on their search. The really cool thing is if you have 3 or 4 cities that you regularly do work in, you can put them all in here. Also, if you're going on vacation somewhere and the type of services that you do could be done in other markets, you could add it on here and get some work while you're on vacation. So like a lot of environmental people do that because it's not really location specific. So
Didn't Chris get to do that on a family trip somewhere?
Chris used to do that with ESA1. He used to do that all over the place just to, take little vacations. He would take jobs all over the country.
That's a nice way to travel. Very nice.
So then you click on the service capabilities tab, and this one has a lot of stuff on it. It's going to have a lot more on it eventually, but each of these tabs you can expand and select the services that you are capable of doing, and obviously make sure you're only selecting things that you can do. The California company that I mentioned is the service that they're going to be ordering from home inspectors would be a non-EP site visit only. And that's under the environmental site assessments tab. So if you're interested in that, you make sure you select that. And then go through, if you can do property condition assessments on commercial properties, then select that service. Obviously, you should select home inspections and any other type of service that you can do, and then you'll show up on those searches. Once somebody orders a service, and I'll flip over and just quickly show you what it looks like. If a client is going to order a service from you, they're going to post a new project. They will fill out this form, and then when they'll do a search, and it'll pull up all the available vendors. Then each of those vendors is going to have reviews. So they can see reviews of your work. They can click on your name and pull up your resume or whatever you put in here in your bio. Then they select who they want to receive that RFP and click continue. Now, when that happens, you're going to get an email and a text that says that you have a new RFP on Blue222. When you click on the link in that email or text, it's going to take you into your dashboard, and it will take you into the project, or into the RFP. If you want to go from the dashboard, you just click on RFP invitation, click on the new RFP, and you see all the site information. It's going to tell you the type of service, a price range if they have one. You can actually drill down to the site and look at the site, make sure that you got a good feel for what you're bidding on. You can even see reviews of the client. So it's a two-sided review, just like Airbnb. Then you put in, if you have a question, you can go to the message center, type in your question, and then put in your proposal description, attach a PDF file if you want to, put in your dollar amount, and put in the due date or the date that you feel like you can get the job done. And that's it. Hit submit, and now the client is going to get your bid. When they accept your bid, or if they don't accept if they accept someone else, you'll get a notification saying that you didn't get the job. If you did get the job, you'll get a notification, and that project will move into the active projects column. From an active projects column, if you go drill into the project, there you can see all of the activity that's taking place. It's going to track every step. You can pull up the RFP and look up what you bid on the project and make sure you know the site information. You can pull up info on the client, so you can contact them by phone if you want to. We prefer that people keep your messages in here so you can document everything. There's a project Dropbox, or a Dropbox, so you can share files with your client, and then everything is kept in one place. So now all of your projects that come through Blue222 are going to be on this dashboard. So it's a pretty simple process, and it's pretty powerful, because as we get more and more people on this system, you're going to be seeing work from people that you never even thought of.
That's pretty amazing. So it's really a pretty simple idea of you set up your profile, letting people know what kind of work and
Mm-hmm.
what area you're willing to go.
Yep.
And when they find you or you're offering something they need, you'll get a request for a proposal
Mm-hmm.
and you make your bid. And if you get it, it just works through the project just like any other project. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and it's super. There's not a whole lot to complete on the proposal, so it's very easy.
Very nice. Very nice.
And then one thing we were going to mention is that this is not on the live system yet, but we are going to be rolling out this a way to earn referral fees. So let's say that you do work for one particular realtor, and they're sending you work through Blue222, but you know a bunch of other real estate companies that would like to send you work through Blue222, or you think would be a good fit. You can click on earn referral fees. You can send your friend at the other real estate firm a link, and if they sign up for Blue222 and start sending orders through Blue222, you'll get 50% of our fees for the first 6 months. So it could be tens of thousands of dollars just for sharing a link.
That's very nice. It helps everybody grow. It gives you a little bit of a reward for bringing them into a system that really looks like it's going to work great.
Yeah, we're really excited about this, the affiliate thing. It's I think it's going to help us grow rapidly, and then, as we said, the more people that are on the system, it just gets better for everybody.
Well, I know even working with RAL and Heyman Engineering, the amount of paperwork going back and forth is unbelievable. So we're really hoping that something like Blue222 will help streamline that process quite a bit.
I would love that.
So now we just got to help them get on.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Well, I'll
So
hand it back to you.
very good. So in summary, what we kind of talked about is Blue222 is just a marketplace. It's just like Airbnb. It connects buyers and also the vendors like us of inspection services. And most importantly, it's free to join. The only cost is when we actually get a job and we get paid. We pay Blue222 a commission. So there's no upfront cost, there's no investment. Tap Inspect's not getting paid for promoting Blue222. We really want to help all of you get more work so we're all a little bit more successful. Diversifying inspections is really going to help you grow your company. I think most of us really concentrate on the residential home inspection side of business, and it's great and it's a good money maker. But I think 5% of our jobs that we do at 502 inspections are commercial, but it's close to 10% of our revenue. So it's a really good return on the amount of we get paid very well for each one of those commercial jobs. And really, the most exciting part, I think, is you can earn additional revenue when you get some of your wholesale providers to use Blue222. It's probably going to be simpler than what they're doing now. But again, by helping everybody succeed, we all get a chance to succeed. So we wanted to get a chance to ask some questions. We got a few more minutes left in the webinar, but let's see what we got going on here. First question was, is this only in the United States, or is this also available in Canada? Alan?
So the system works anywhere on the planet. If a company in Africa right now, a bank decided they wanted to import their vendors and use them, it works. So, we don't have vendors in those locations. So, if that's once we get people all over the globe, then it will, you'll be able to find people anywhere. But initially, any bank, any real estate company that wants to manage vendors can use it anywhere on the planet.
That's great. Let's see here. Another question. Would being commercial certified be an asset to this opportunity? I would think so, Alan.
Oh yeah, because that's we have a big need for property people that can do property condition assessments, if that's what you're talking about. Any sort of building inspections. That's we have vendors, we have clients right now that are trying to find people that can do property condition assessments.
And that's a
Yeah.
little bit different than a regular commercial inspection. I think that for most of us, when we think about it,
Ah.
um, when we do commercial inspections, it is primarily about systems and conditions and stuff like that. The
Mhm.
PCA, the property conditions, a little bit different beast, isn't it?
To me, it seems it's pretty similar because the PCA, if you're doing a PCA and you're doing an ASTM standard PCA,
Right.
it's going to be a little bit more involved and require the what do they call it, the reserve table and all that. But
They
I
are
think
lucrative, and once you get
right.
trained, I think there's a great opportunity for you.
I used to do PCAs that were $50,000 each. So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
you can make a lot of money doing those, and those were, I mean, a different animal, but
You didn't
yeah.
get those done in a day, though, did you, Alan?
No, they took about a week.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
That's worth flying across the country for.
I did 2 sites in England.
Oh, okay. That's definitely worth it then.
Done them all over the place. Yep.
So go over the costs again. Well, they're really pretty straightforward. There is no cost to join.
Mhm.
There's no cost to be listed. You only pay a commission when you actually get a project, and they may want to know the percentage. What was it, like 4%?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell so the percentage, it's 4% up to $350, and then over $350, the percentage is only 0.1%. So it's weighted a little bit, toward the higher for the lower cost project. So it's 4%. So $150 project would be $6.
Yeah,
But once you get up into a $2,000 environmental assessment or something like that, it's only like $15. So it's just a formula, and our system automatically calculates 4% up to $350 plus 0.1% over $350.
gotcha. So it's not a lot of money. It's not a 20% fee or anything like that. It's very
Right.
reasonable. It's probably less than what we pay for just our marketing.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting question. What type of inspections can I get certifications for which have a market in New York? Pretty specific, Mike. But I think that if you were to go on to Blue 222 and look at some of the services that you can say you're qualified for, I'd probably work backwards from that.
Mhm.
Um, Getting certified, I guess, and Alan, you can answer better than I. To be an environmental inspector, it's not a trivial thing to get certified at, is it?
Well, there's actually not a certification except there's maybe 2 or 3, 4 states
Okay,
that have a licensing for environmental inspections. Most states require, it's a definition, it's not a certification. So
gotcha.
to be an environmental professional, you need to have a certain amount of years experience, and So you would have worked for somebody else as kind of an apprentice for a while, and uh, just it's more experience level.
Gotcha. And that's probably, we could try to put something together about that, because I think it's a really good question. As a home inspector, there are a lot of different areas that you can branch out into. Um, a lot of them require training, education. I know we mentioned the ASTM property condition assessment. Once you learn how to do them, it's another thing that you can put in your tool belt as a service that you can provide.
Hmm.
And once you start diversifying those services, some people end up going fully commercial and they do less and less residential. Some people use it just to fill in, and all kinds of stuff. Some people go fully into consulting. So a tool like Blue222 can definitely help connect you with the people that are looking for services that you provide. So strongly suggest you sign up. It's free to join. It's free to use. Hope you get some more business. That's our whole goal at Tap Inspect. And Alan, I wanted to thank you very much for joining us. Did you have anything else that you wanted to say?
I guess just if anybody has any questions, I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. And um, you know, when somebody mentioned what types of services, I'd love to hear if somebody says, "Hey, I can do this particular service," and it's not listed as on a service capability. I'd love to hear about it because we want to make sure that we are, growing to include every kind of real estate inspection service.
That's
So
great. If there's a
give me
demand,
feedback.
yeah, yeah,
Feedback. Give me feedback. I'd love. I mean, I don't feel. Don't be afraid to email me and tell me what you think. And if you don't like something, let me know that too.
you're just like I am, Alan. We're trying to build something that's useful and good for people to use, and we depend on our customers. So
Yep.
that's great. Um, we are going to send a follow-up email. Keep an eye on it. It's going to have a link to Blue222. You can set up your account, email me, and we'll also have Alan's email address in there as well. Thank you all so much for coming. Hang in there. We're going to get through this whole thing together, and pay attention to your email. We're going to be doing a lot more of these kind of webinars and some training, so you can use your time while we're looking for work to our advantage to get better and better at doing our jobs. Thank you, Alan. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
everybody. Thanks, Michael.
All righty. Good night.
Night.